Hey everybody, it's Matt. Wrestling with Whiskey is back with another episode of Straight Shooting, the podcast where I send my wrestle friends blind samples of whiskey and put them through the torture of drinking them with me and picking their best stuff. But today we have one of probably the most special guests so far. No offense to anybody else, but just because he's my old buddy from all the way back in the days. Not only that, but also from the Chicago area here. Everybody say hello to my pal, my brother, Juice Robinson. Buddy, what is going on?
Oh, what's up, man? Oh, that was You got
Dude,
all
it's so good to see
sentimental on
you.
that intro. Yeah, I know it's great.
Hell yeah! Like you even got the
It's been a
even got
long
the
time.
Bears cap on.
Hell yeah! I got my wrestling tank top on.
Hell
I followed the
yeah,
script perfectly.
dude. How have you been?
Man, I don't know. When's the last time I saw you? I've been in Japan so much.
The last time, like we've texted every now and then, but like the last time I actually saw you was I think one winter, like you home for Christmas kind of thing. I was still living in Downers Grove. You would come home. We met at Denny's, like probably a year, maybe two ago.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah,
I've just been doing the same thing on wash, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat wrestling, and just been back and forth.
how long are you home for right now, or how long are you in the States for? Yeah.
I go back April 30th. So,
Okay.
and now when I go over there, I have to go 14 days early for each
Yeah.
trip. So it cuts my time at home by 2 weeks and adds my time over there,
Yeah.
by 2 weeks. So you don't even get to work and you've already been there 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It starts to get to you. It went from like it was like the perfect time on, time off ratio to one that kind of makes you want to, it gets a little bit
Yeah.
on you, because I gotta live in America. I gotta be here as much as possible now, especially because I'm domesticated.
Yeah.
Since last time I saw you, I have wife, I have dog.
Yeah.
So,
No kidding.
yeah, I need to
Who'd
be
have thunk
home.
it?
I know.
It's
great.
It's great though. No,
Yeah.
you seem it's the funniest thing, and I wasn't actually intended to jump into it, but like so like you're gonna save me like 3-4 minutes at the end of this damn podcast because it's usually like, hey, tell them all where you follow you on the Twitter and everything like that. And you got jack shit.
Nothing.
So like that's like it's great, and I'm weirdly so proud of you for that and happy. But like I never get to see you like I get to see all the other brothers like just like drinking beers by their pools and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Tony every so often will post a picture of you and everything. So it's always so fun to see you like now holding dogs and stuff like that, looking like just a real good domesticated SOB, and I love it.
Yep. Oh yeah. Ralph is a piece of work. He's like in the stage where he just has to. All he can do is bite things 24/7.
What kind of dog?
He's a beagle healer mixed.
Okay. Oh wait, for real?
Yeah, beagle healer.
My dog is supposedly a beagle healer mix.
Really?
Beagle for sure, because the mother was at the same shelter. They know, so it was 100% beagle.
Wow.
They claim the father was a healer. I don't think she is. I think she's freaking pointer or border collie. But that's what the adoption place told us. So
He's like 4 different colors. He's like brown, tan, black, white. I don't know. He's like all the colors of dog. Yeah. I think that's like a healer thing. And then he has like a beagle head.
yeah, yes, same thing. Yeah, the head is where the beagle comes in.
But he's like 6 months right now. So
God,
he just all he does is sleep or piss on the floor or like tear things apart. That's all. Or try to bite you.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's my life right now. So
do you have him sleeping in the crate?
Sometimes we go on and off. Sometimes he sleeps with us. Sometimes he's in his cell, as I like to say.
Yeah,
get your cell.
Go.
He loves his cell though.
Oh, you're so lucky.
I just got done watching this show you would love called Wentworth. So that's when I started calling his dog kennel a cell. Yeah, it's like Orange is the New Black, but it's Australian.
Okay.
It's like a woman's prison drama. It's really good. I just randomly found it. Well,
are you into I was gonna say, are you into all Australian TV and stuff now?
She told me to watch that and Homeland. So
okay, Homeland's good.
She's been on a streak as far as like telling me what to watch. Yeah.
Hell
You love
yeah.
Wentworth. Watch Wentworth and watch Homeland. Those are musts.
Duly noted. Duly noted. So talk to me about like the last. I've been doing this with everybody just because it's the one topic to talk about and get out of the way. So like the last year with all the crazy freaking COVID shit going on, what has it been like for you? Were you over there in Japan when it all started going down, or were you here?
I was in Okinawa, and it was before a show, and it was just like me and Osprey were the only two foreigners there, and Uno Red Shoes. I don't know, you know who that is.
I know, man, most fans are. Yeah, absolutely.
He's our top ref. He comes over and he's like, and he calls me Rosa, which is another story, but that's what I'm known as. Like he never calls me my name ever. Even like even when he's like, even when the fans can hear him, he's calling me Rosa. So they must be totally confused. Anyways, he comes up and he's just like, yeah, because I had heard about COVID a little bit, but not a lot, And he was like, yeah, they're going to shut down all NXT tour maybe because of COVID and a state of emergency. So at first I was like, sweet, I'm going home, And then I wasn't back for 9 months. So I got locked out, everything. So it took a huge turn. But I didn't want to go back. And then it got to the point where I was like, I'm kind of scared to leave. I think I should just stay in my own country. Because we didn't know how things were going to go. So I was kind of like, I'd rather be in Chicago than Tokyo right now. I don't want to be in the biggest city in the world if like shit goes wild, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was a couple months where we didn't know how crazy it was going to get,
Yeah, no, exactly.
And by the time I was like, okay, I can go back, Japan locked us out. So I was like locked out from April to August. And then we went back in September and quarantined for 14 days and did the G1. But yeah, I had like 8 months off of last year and it was great. I loved it. I didn't care.
Were you here? Were you
like,
here?
Oh, I miss wrestling. Like I needed its little time to fucking press,
Damn right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It was a long grind. We've been wrestling a long time.
Yeah.
It was a good half time in my career, as I tell Tony. It was like 10 years, global pandemic, eat cheeseburgers and drink beer for 8 months. Don't even think about wrestling.
Yeah.
All right, now we got another 10 years, and now we'll whoop some ass again. But yeah, it was awesome. And then like we got together during it, so it was actually like the worst year, probably, I guess you would say, professionally, in probably a lot of wrestlers' careers, but the best in my life personally. So
hey.
I didn't mind 2020 really.
I mean, hey, silver freaking linings, man.
Yeah, I'm back to work now.
That.
Looks like there's a light at the end of the tunnel with as far as the vaccines starting to roll out now. So times are starting to get back to what they were. So that's good.
Yeah, did you get one? Are they helping you get one? Or what's the deal?
Because
for you?
I had COVID in January. Did you
right. No, I never got it. No.
You never got it. Yeah, I got it in January. And it was not bad. Not bad at all. Like, luckily, I didn't feel good for like 3 days. And then I was good, but then I was told that for like 6 months I'm like pretty much immune or something, right?
You got some antibodies and stuff like that.
So I mean, I will get the vaccine as soon as I can now.
Right. Were you in Japan when you got it, or were you here?
I was here. Yeah.
So did that like mess up your return, or were you on like a longer break?
I was on a longer break.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I came home and got COVID and just laid in my apartment and did Uber Eats. That's all. That's all I did.
That's all I've been doing for the last years is goddamn Uber Eats.
Yeah, I know. Uber Eats is great. I love it.
Saviors. They're the saviors of the pandemic.
They have it in Japan now. Oh, I know. So many things. Streaming services.
I was supposed to go to Japan. Me and Shaw were going to meet. I remember I was talking to you a little bit about it because early in the year we planned it for like May. And I was like, oh, we're going to be here for like 6-7 days. I'm like, we should do something. We'll meet up. We'll go and do some. I think you and me had even talked about like going on like hiking a mountain, one of the mountains or something like that.
I still want to do Mount Fuji. I don't know how it is now. And then, then COVID happened. So all like hopes and plans went out the window for like a year. Like life resets now. But yeah, I definitely want to climb Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
So yeah, come.
I'll let you, like I said, I'll let you know when I come back. I'm about to get my.
Vaccine. Are you gonna get your vaccine?
Yeah, I got one already. I got my next one in like 2 weeks.
Oh, great. Yeah, a lot of people I know are getting them. Yeah, I would set it up, but I think what you got. How many weeks in between?
3.
3. So I don't quite have 3 weeks till I go back to Japan. So I don't want to get started.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I heard the Johnson and Johnson is like 1, but then I heard some stuff on the news today where it was like
They're pulling
they
it
don't
back
know
here.
about it or
Yeah,
something.
right. Of
yeah.
course.
So it's like, oh god.
Oh
I
God,
think I'll
can't
wait till I come
win.
home in June. Yeah, I'll do it in June.
Yeah,
I should be. I should be good until about June, since I had it in January. They said
yeah,
about 6 months. You should be good if you've had it, and I definitely did. So
absolutely.
whatever.
Well, on that note, let's go ahead. Let's start this whole shebang.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Go try this first one.
Almost forgot it.
Bust open sample
Right.
A.
Hey, are you trying it too, or?
Now I'll have a little something. Let me pull something off my little wall here. The people at home, they will see what's going on here.
Oh, I should get my whiskey glass and dump it in there.
Look at it. Juice got a whiskey glass.
Is it okay if I jump? Is it okay if I do a jump off camera thing?
Yeah. I'll talk to the people. They'll understand.
All right, I'll be right back.
That's first. I think that's a first. Juice is going, for those who can't see, for those who are on audio, Juice is going to get a whiskey glass. I think that's a first. There you go. Bringing in the crystal tumbler, the etched crystal tumbler.
It was like, yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Well, I told you I was watching Homeland, and there's this character. You would love it. There's this character on there named Saul, and he like.
Oh yeah, I've seen the first couple seasons.
Yeah,
Mandy Patinkin, brother.
He walks to his bar and grabs his decanter, and pours himself a glass after a long day of fucking what is he? The spy. But what's that
espionage?
Called? Espionage. Yeah, that was a long day of espionage. You know how I am with words. Not so good. Oh, this is perfect.
Yeah, so give it a sniff.
So what am I doing?
Yeah, so let's do it together. You give it a little sniff. If you want to really get some more aroma, keep your mouth open while you sniff it. It makes it less harsh because there's more air circulating and everything like that.
Yeah, you're right. Wow, nice technique. That is exactly right. Yeah, that was less powerful, but I still smelled it. All right, let me do it again. It smells good.
Sweet, hot. What does it smell like? Sweet, sugary.
It's weird. It sounds weird to say, but it's like I can already feel it like almost clear.
It does. I mean, it is still alcohol. I mean, it is still a spirit. We're talking more than 80 proof or whatever by definition. So,
man, I don't know what it smells like. Really, let me try. Let me smell it regular. Let me smell how I would regularly smell it. I'll take a sip.
Yep. Kampai. Initial thoughts.
I like that.
Yeah.
It had a really good aftertaste. That was my initial. That was the first thing I thought of, I think, was that, wow, nice aftertaste.
Which is probably not something you get from a lot of whiskeys.
Was it like smoky? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm not drinking the same thing you are.
Oh, you're not? Wait,
no.
It has like a vanilla taste to it too. That's good.
Appropriate. Yeah, enjoyable.
I could definitely drink that at a bar for sure. I mean, I could drink. Here's the thing about me. I think you already know this, but I could drink any whiskey at a bar. But this one's nice. Yeah, I was watching some dude on the internet talking about how real whiskey people just drink it straight. They would never put ice in it because you would never want it to like water down or whatnot. That's me. We can educate the people right now. That's me. I like it like that. I like it uncut, or at least not any more cut than the people who bottled it already did. Stuff like that. I do. I like tasting it as it's meant to come out of the bottle. But that said, yeah,
you talk to any of these like old timers, it's funny. I feel like wrestling's similar. It's like it's so different sometimes to the people in the business than the people who watch the business. And sometimes people who watch it take it way more seriously than the people who do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, so whiskey's the same thing. These collectors get so ornery and up in arms about certain ways of drinking and certain bottles to buy and not buy. And the old timers who've been making this stuff for like 100 years, they're like, I don't know, put Coke in it, put 8 gallons of ice. I don't care as long as you buy it and drink it, enjoy it.
The term rocks, right? Like whiskey on the rocks came from like some dude grabbing rocks out of like the river, right? Like cold rocks up in like Scotland or some shit.
You know what? Probably.
I mean, you're the expert. You should.
I should. That's
you
actually
should
not
know it. You got the background. You should know it.
That's an origin story I don't know.
Yeah. Oh God,
I'm ashamed.
Like whiskey on the rocks is like supposedly like river rocks that are like cold or something from the river.
I always just thought it was because ice cubes kind of looked like rocks, and so it was just like.
This is also, I told you from this about that guy where I don't know what it is, but you're gonna have to research it when you're done. He's like the whiskey man or Scotch man, I don't know, but he says like he dumps a little whiskey in his glass like you got, twirls it around and tosses it to the side every time.
It's probably I mean that. I've had it. You can Google if you want. There's something that sounds a lot like, what do you call it? Almost like a blessing kind of thing, where it's like, hey, here.
It's not a religious thing though.
Or no, but I mean like a salute, a cheers, a little like thing. I don't know, gimmick. I keep wanting to say gimmick.
I always use that word. Well, yeah, it was. I don't know. I'll send it to you later. Oh, have you tried Conor McGregor's whiskey?
Unfortunately, I have.
Yeah, can I keep drinking this, right? Or do I have to
if you want.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, no, I was not a fan of McGregor's. I didn't think it was very good.
I really smelled vanilla there.
That would make sense to me for this one. That's actually pretty astute.
Oh,
I'm pretty astute. You're doing good, brother.
I feel very vanilla-y in my mouth. And it's very smooth. This is nice. I don't know.
Well, good. Well, no, that's fine.
I didn't describe it very well. But.
No, I don't care. That's what. But sometimes the most simple. I just had Joe Rude on a couple weeks back.
How's he doing, man?
He's doing good, man.
Oh, I just realized. You know, I wrestled him when I was 19.
I always think about that.
19 years old, me and him.
You were the one who told me
20-minute matches, and I was like, "This dude is good," and he is good. He is good. I think he would like abnormally do some real athletic shit too.
I mention it every time I talk to him. Because you would always tell me stories from the Midwest Indies. He'd be 300 pounds jumping off the top rope with a leg drop.
Minnesota, dude. His name was Thorolf Marius, and he did a Viking gimmick, and he had like big furry legs, and he was huge, and he had the big beard, and he was doing choke slams, and we were doing Sean Diesel shit, dude. 20 minutes up in Minnesota for Tony DiNucci. It was awesome. I love that dude. I'm so happy that he's had such a great fucking career and has made so much money. And remember, he's not that young, and his knees were kind of questionable at one point.
100%.
And I am so proud of him. What a guy.
Yeah.
Cheers to Joe Rude.
Cheers to Joe Rude.
Let's hear it there, man.
No, absolutely. He was a blast to talk to. It's always good catching up with him.
Where is he now? So he got released, right?
Yeah, he's back. He's in Minneapolis. He got remarried too, and everything like that. He's super happy now.
Divorce.
He did, but he met a really great gal. He got remarried. He's super happy and everything like that. And he's getting into acting and stuff now too. In addition to doing wrestling stuff again. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah. No, he's great. But let's turn it back to your candy ass, and like be remiss if we didn't kind of wind it back to those old FCW NXT days. Like, and we don't have to like belabor it. Like, what are some of you can give me some of the fondest memories you got of all that stuff, and give me some of the stuff you missed the absolute least about that time.
Okay. Some of the fondest memories. I don't know why, but right when you said it, I thought of Alfred. You remember? and I thought of Street Team. I'm talking way back before NXT.
Oh yeah,
yeah, way back. It was FCW, and we were on Dale Mabry. And they would do street teams, and we would have to. You were there for that, right?
Oh yeah,
got the end of that for sure, right?
Oh, 100%. The Adam Mercer and Audrey Marie being shamed in the middle of a Stark house show because they threw away their posters.
And Alfred was. How would you describe Alfred to the public?
He's almost into.
I would
Alfred,
say he's not he wasn't a promoter, but he like provided the promotional materials.
Yeah,
And he kind of booked buildings and stuff with Steve Kern and FCW. It was before. This is in the infancy of like
so you could almost argue like in the early days. Steve was the booker and he was the promoter.
Promoter kind of, yeah.
Because he would do the gimmicks. He would do the
He would have his favorites, and he would schedule street team, and you'd have to like for the people who don't know what we're talking about, you would have to go out to like a rural town in Florida, like let's just say Leesburg, for instance, because I drove past it. Every time I drive past it, I think of us calling it Sleesburg in our promos and stuff. Yeah, Leesburg, and it would be like 90 degrees, and you'd have like 400 posters that you would have to like set up, and it would be like me, but it would be like a ragtag group of people that would just never be together either. It would be like, I don't know.
Yeah,
think of a group. It would be like Big
Kevin
Cass.
Hackman.
Yeah, it would be. It would make no sense. Yeah, Yuki from Japan, and like Audrey Marie, and then like Biggie Langston and you. It's like, just like a totally just everybody. Not necessarily like a group of friends going out to the flyers. So and you'd have to be out all day with them. And it was sometimes it would suck if you got the wrong crew. But I was always in Alfred's crew, so it was always fun. And he would like stop and bring you to eat. He would make it real easy and give you all the easiest spots. So I guess I was like a little pet, Alfred's pet.
You 100%. You 100%. We're one, and taking the he would always set up the photo shoots.
Yeah.
For both like just like for the flyers and everything, but also for like the new talent. Anytime you were new, you had to come and do the green screen.
Oh yeah.
Photo shoots, and it's so funny watching what everybody walked in. And thinking like, all right, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna bring my gimmick, I'm gonna be this cowboy guy or whatever, and then like 6 months later, they're like a vampire or some shit.
I didn't even have gear. I've seen it, like pictures from that. I remember the exact photo shoot in his print shop.
Oh yeah,
I'm wearing like white bikers and like white boots. It was like basic gear. Didn't even get gear made yet. So it must have been like a month into being there. It's like,
oh yeah.
That's what you thought of. That's what I thought of WWE Super. Like I was 21, not a clue. Didn't know my ass from a hole in the ground.
None of us did, dude.
No.
Hell no.
So panicked. I felt just so in over my head.
Have you seen? Probably not, but have you seen the WWE Network did an FCW documentary?
Oh, no.
Have you watched? If you get it, if you're able to, if you guys have it or whatever, it's worth a watch, at least, because they do like, you would think because it's like corporately produced, it would just be like, oh, glory days kind of gloss over. And a lot of it is, but man, they do go in, they show like promo day, like they show a lot of like raw footage of promo day. They talk about Alfred, they talk about Street Team. Like really? all this little like inside stuff where you're like, oh, they're actually going to talk about that stuff. It's kind of a fun little trip.
That's great. Yeah, I look back at it though, and I was like, that was a highlight, wasn't it? WWE developmental was a highlight. That was fun. It was really fun, especially before it became NXT. When it was FCW, when it was like Dr. Tom, Alfred, Steve Kerr, Norman. Those days were just and Dusty. It was a good time. It was fun.
It was one of those times where, like, I mean, I don't remember when they said this to us, but they kind of put it in your, you know what, you're gonna appreciate this time later on, and all of us were like, God, I just want to get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
I never really was. I was having fun.
you know what? It's true. You were, and like I appreciate that.
Let's say I was having fun. That was awesome. That was
What was it, Soho? Going out in Soho,
Yeah,
McDenton's.
yeah, that was great. We just lived in Tampa, went to wrestling class, I was
I
like 22. It was a
barely
lot.
went to what you went
Barely went to
train
wrestling class.
train for
Yeah.
2 hours, go hit the gym, then run over to the beach, and then go out at night.
Yeah, so tan. Yeah, go out. All those bars, those stripper bars. It was a great place to live. It was great weather. It was fun.
Yeah, it really was it
Great
was
time.
a hell of
Yeah,
a
it was
time.
awesome.
I do get into again. I'll admit I was one of those people all right, this is a grind or whatever. Let's go. But fuck, man, looking back on it,
Yeah,
it was a hell of a crew of guys and gals down there too. It was
Yep.
good times.
Yeah, wow, dude, and it was like 10 years ago, almost.
Well, yeah, I mean, 2021 was technically 10 years of wrestling for me. That's when I was finishing up my training 10 years ago.
And you were trained by the illustrious
Norman Smiley, baby.
Yeah, but before that, who in Chicago?
Oh no! I will never let him claim.
I don't know, but just for shits and giggles, who was it? The illustrious Steve Boz.
Steve Boz, the BOZ.
Oh, brother, the BOZ.
Taste, baby.
Man.
That was afterward. That was Norman
awesome.
molded me, and then I came and did some work around here with a couple of them brothers. Absolutely.
Norman Smiley, great dude.
Yeah, very great. Still there. Still great. Still looks exactly the same.
Great dude. Still just in there every day wrestling. Just wrestling
circles around all these kids that he gets thrown at him.
Just doing maneuvers, just killing it. And he's got his little shoes on. He's got his towel.
Looks the same way he did 20 years ago.
Same way. Yep.
Yeah, it's one of the best. One of those rare, just truly, just quality humans.
What a professional.
Yes, definition of a professional.
No, what a professional.
On that note, let's go to sample B.
I should rinse out a little bit.
Yeah, swish a little water out of there. Slug it back.
Oh yeah, should cleanse the palate.
Yes, always. So another fun thing, I think we've talked about it on the show before. When you're smelling whiskey, when you're doing the old smell, if you keep smelling, you're like, oh my God, I'm just overloaded. You smell your own skin, and it kind of puts you back to neutral, puts you back at E. Your pheromones kind of reset, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So when I had Swoggle on, he would squirt out of the sample bottle directly into his mouth. It was a unique way of doing it.
Oh, I could have done that. I didn't even think of that.
Oh, you're good. You got the good glass. You're the first person on here to use a proper glass.
I would like to be a gentleman. I mean, look at your background. I feel like your background has called for me to have at least a whiskey glass. It's a nice background.
I appreciate it.
What do you got back there?
I got a couple. So this, like I said, I just put up a couple little shelves because I switched this out when I do my other YouTube stuff. So this is just the whiskey setup. So I just switch these out all the time, man. I got
just for decor.
Yeah. Well, again, I got 150 bottles in there, so I just switch them. Like this one. This is one I hand picked. It's got my logo right there on it, and because we went to the distillery and we picked out our own individual barrel, and that's what my little the Patreon community, patreon.com/wrestlingwithwhiskey. It's like a whiskey club, and we pick single barrels sometimes too. So it's a good time. Join it if you haven't, ladies and gentlemen.
This one. What is the differences, right? What are the differences?
Sure, yeah. See what is different about this from sample A? And I'm actually having a little bit of the sample B too. I'm having it with you.
Oh, you have sample B.
I have them all in front of me, but the first one I just did something different. This one I'm doing with you. Is it lighter? Is it bolder? Is it richer? Is it spicier? Is it things like that you can almost think about.
This one's a little bit more brighter. This one hits a little harder, I think.
A little harsher?
A little harsher.
Okay. But brighter, that's an interesting note.
Like a little more...
Yeah,
Yeah, this one's a little stronger, not as smooth.
Okay.
But it might have been how I drank it. Is that weird? I kind of like
Possibly.
I took a bigger sip and kind of didn't move it around really in my mouth and just knocked it back almost.
Sometimes
Forgot what
yeah.
I was doing. I didn't taste the whiskey and how that you're supposed to like. What do they say? You're supposed to like chew it almost. What is it?
I like to chew it. I mean, you just taste it, let it sit, let it swash around your mouth a little bit.
Yeah, swash around exactly. Shoot. All right, let me try it again. But it's
Still a little
this
harsher.
This one's harsher.
Okay.
I like A much better.
Okay.
I know right now. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
This one's harsh.
You're doing pretty good. Like just as far even just simple notes. Yes.
It's rougher.
Okay. But brighter too. It is a little lighter in flavor.
Yeah, but like sharper.
That's actually you're doing pretty well. You're doing pretty good. Like
it's good, dude.
Like I said, even if I reveal these and you're like, I don't know what, a lot of people watching at home are gonna be like, oh crap, like yeah, he's making a lot of sense.
So what's your audience? Is your audience like wrestling fans, or is your audience like?
I mean, especially on this show, like this is a real like mind meld here, and like so a lot of people have come to my whiskey channel from wrestling, but I've also cultivated a lot of just like solo just whiskey fans who maybe don't watch a lot of wrestling. So, but who I've kind of turned on to whiskey. So like it's kind of just it's bringing this one's really bringing
two worlds together.
Yeah. So
I would think wrestling fans would like whiskey. It's a fun thing, like because here's the thing about wrestling fans: there's a certain percentage of them that like to get all nerdy about it. And whiskey's a fun thing to get all nerdy about.
Well,
so if you like to get all nerdy about things, you know,
which
whiskey and wrestling can go hand in hand. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Life. What am I mind? Life's a niche, and then you die. Like there are so many.
Want to meet Ralph?
Yes.
Can we have Ralph on the show?
Oh my goodness gracious.
He's a dog. He's a dog, not a human.
I know.
Hello, Ralph. Ralph, look at. Oh, cover yourself, Ralph. There you go.
Cover your shame. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, the kiss. Oh my God.
He's a very good boy.
Have you guys had him since puppy? Since like puppied him? Or did you get him like recently?
Dude, we got him. All right, Ralph. It's time.
Bye, Ralph. Oh my goodness.
Time to fuck off. All right, go away. Go away. We got him when he was allegedly like, okay, so here's the story with this. We got him when he was like 6 weeks. Or no, we got him when we thought he was 8 weeks. He was allegedly born November 2nd, and we got him January 13th. So what is that, like 6 weeks? I think
yeah.
maybe 8 weeks.
Something like that.
But then we found out, because he still hasn't lost his teeth yet, that the breeders lie and say that they're older than they actually are, so that way they can get rid of them and sell them to the pet stores faster, and that people will see them younger, thus being cuter and buy them. Isn't that some shady, terrible shit? I mean, we're terrible people for going to a pet store. Well, not really. I don't care. Whatever. I wanted to make it a quick thing, you know, walk in, get a dog, and walk out. I didn't want to do like, I don't know. I always thought I'd rescue a dog, but whatever. This dog needs a home too. They all need homes, right?
It's true. So like that's the
thing. That's what I was thinking of. They all need homes.
And so I think what the thing is at the end of the day is, and I didn't mean to get up on a pet tangent, but no, it's because obviously Shaw, giant animal person, everything like. So the thing with those is like you are 100% right. It is not the animal's fault. It's not where nobody can be like F you animal, like puppies who get put in this system. It's the system that allows some people unfair treatment. Stuff like that. Oh, but you're right. I mean, if we could just like adopt everybody out of that whole system and then put in a better one.
If it's regulated, we apparently have his papers that say everything's great, but they obviously smudged the birth date. So we don't know how how much integrity do they really have? But I don't know. He doesn't seem like. I mean, he's got all his fingers and he's got his tail and it moves the
He's
right
a
way.
good boy.
He's a good boy. He doesn't seem like he was like. Seems like his mother was in fine condition.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, how many dogs do you have, dude? Where are you in Chicago, by the way?
downtown,
Oh yeah,
downtown, West Town.
Oh okay. Shoot.
Yeah, we've got 4 cats and a dog in a 2-bedroom condo.
What was the cat that I used to joke around about in
Isa?
Isa, yeah. I used to joke out about her getting out when she when she was like in heat, right? Like, oh, she's gonna get out, Isa.
Well, it was because it happened because I had found her in a car engine in Tampa because I was going to drive Paige to the grocery store because she didn't have a car, so we would go to like the Walmart off Gandy in Tampa together sometimes. And I went to like, hey, you want to go?
Last sip was good though.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe I got a buzz going. No, that was pretty good. But I still agree with my initial assessment.
Hey, buddy.
A little harsher, maybe a little brighter, a little bit more, a little sharper.
Okay.
Not quite, and less vanilla. Didn't really taste it. Yeah.
Good. Again, all good observations. I'm telling you.
Cool. Anyways, back to the grocery store.
But yeah, no, so I went to pick her up, and there was all these people gathered around the front of the apartment, around this car. There was a cat meowing in the car engine. And so, like, nobody could get it. Nobody could find it. They just wanted to make sure it was going to be okay. So, like, I had long, gangly arms like I do. And so, like, I reached into, like... Yeah, into the bowels of the car engine and pulled this little kitten out. And the funniest thing was...
Dude, for so long, like, cats have... that's happened to me so many times in my life, like hearing about cats like crawling into engines. They love car engines.
They're warm.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But like sometimes they get caught in there and then they go to start it.
That's what everyone was worried about.
Chicken gut, not chicken guts, cat guts everywhere. Oh.
Yeah. So that's how I found her. But then I don't know how the story got out. So I took her home and got her squared away. But then one night, I don't remember how this happened, and then I don't know how the story got around. But like I came home to my Camden West Shore or Camden Bayside apartment.
Yeah, I was Camden West Shore.
You were West Shore, and my screen in my window was out, and like the cat, like this little like 8 or 4 month old cat is just like in my front yard or like area of the apartment. I'm just like, what the hell happened? She must have like clawed on the thing.
She wanted out, man. She wanted on the prowl.
Looking for a little bit of
yeah, she was looking to let nature take its course.
Maybe. She wasn't fixed at the time, so maybe Etor told everybody because he was my neighbor at the time. So, although he went to bed pretty early.
Dude, I remember that's one thing I vividly remember. I vividly remember going to Rob's with Big E and him just eating boiled chicken and drinking Zephyr Hills water.
Zephyr Hills! Water.
But not Zephyr Hills water anymore, just like water straight out of the Tampa tap, And he would just eat chicken by like 3 pounds a day,
Oh yeah.
He was so strong. The strongest man I've ever
Stupid
seen.
strong.
The most impressive strength I've seen. Jesus.
Yeah, he's
in the weight room. I don't know. Jeff Cobb might be the strongest man that I've ever been in the wrestling ring with. That dude yes, my God. That dude.
He seems to have this ability, like all of a sudden, I don't know him personally, I just watch him. He has this ability to like it's a stupid small thing that I notice, and maybe you do as an athlete, like it's not just necessarily to lift people up, but it's like when people are flying all over the place to like adapt and like he can catch anybody from any angle, like out here and still whoop, back to where we need to go, whatever we need to do.
He has that freak Olympic strength.
Yeah, just like I'm gonna catch you, throw you wherever I need you.
Like if you touch his shoulders, they're just rock hard. He's made of stone.
Yeah.
He's just rock hard. He's so strong. He caught me in like a plancha over, like a slingshot, like a house show dive. He caught me and like threw me up into a suplex and like, and like I weighed 230 pounds. That's impressive, and I'm long.
Yeah.
So that is weird, and he is not long. So it's impressive.
Absolutely. You ever work out with him?
I've watched him work out a little bit at the dojo. Never like. Oh, you know what I was thinking about the other day? When didn't you deadlift like 225 like 30 times or something?
Maybe. I think maybe
you do something like that. You got it like 30 times or something, didn't you?
It was something like, it wasn't, because that's not maxing, but it was like a thing we were doing at Rob's, I feel like.
No.
This wasn't there?
I was at the PC.
Oh. Maybe.
I just remember.
That was like the one exercise I could do.
I was doing like high rep deadlifts the other day, and I was thinking about that. Like, wow, he did like 30. Yeah, you were good at it.
Can't do it anymore, I'll tell you that much.
You can't?
Oh, God, no. I haven't lifted anything heavy, like.
There's no point.
There's no point. Not after 30. Not for me, anyway. I drink too much whiskey.
It can be a hobby, right? But it's like it's not necessarily needed to have an exciting, good professional wrestling match. So it's not a necessity for.
Yeah, my gangly ass is not going to all of a sudden like blow up to like 350 and like throwing people over the top rope. No, like I'm gonna run around and do my deal
gallantly.
Yes,
like a white-tailed deer running through a snowy white forest. Remember, that's how I always say how graceful you were. You were the most graceful wrestler.
Which hurt me.
You were so because
I was graceful.
Like so graceful.
But I wasn't gritty enough. Not gritty enough, brother.
Why?
I don't know. That's a thing. It's a thing.
Who says? Then go find a gritty person. There's gritty ones.
I know.
Yeah.
There's room for everybody.
Everyone's different. Yeah, Jesus. God.
You remember what that was like?
Tisk, tisk, tisk. No.
That is true. I always remember.
They try to mold people into when you mold people into what you want, that's their deal. It's cool.
I still my fondest memories.
Places do it differently. Oh yeah, tell me.
No, like and they're around you about developmental. It was just you would always I love that because you still have it and everything like this, just like unadulterated like joy and like I don't like simple, positive view of like pro wrestling, and it was just like, yeah, like it all can work. We can all have fun here. Like pro wrestling can be in fun, and you can be whatever care. Like anybody can do kind of. I don't know. You were so just like I hate the word like free spirit about it, but like just the idea of just like, yeah, man, like enjoy what you do and like yeah, that can work. Like whatever you're doing, that instead of because we got told no all the time.
That was that's why I didn't go very well in there for very long. Yeah, it's stupid. That's not how wrestling's supposed to. It's not supposed to be harnessed, or it's not supposed to be like. It's supposed to be free and silly.
Yeah.
And then that's the only way. Then sometimes people can stumble upon good, or great, right? By like letting loose. So what if it's like if you had a place that was like the top musical place, and you're like, oh, everybody has to sing like this. Well, then how is music ever going to change or get cooler?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's still
100%.
Yeah, you can't harness it. You just decide if it's good or not after you watch it. It's not that hard. I never thought it was that hard.
Yeah.
This guy's good or he's not good, and there's no. You just can tell by look. I don't know. He sucks. Look at him.
Yeah, that was one of the things. Yes.
He's good. He's fine. He's good. You like? Okay, he's good. Or this dude sucks. And then sometimes guys that suck, they'd be like, "Oh, this guy's good." And then sometimes guys that were good, they would say, "Oh, this guy sucks," and it just pissed me off right away.
Yeah.
And I still get pissed off about it. Yeah.
It is.
That's my philosophy on wrestling. If it's good, it's good. And if there's like 1,001 ways to, skin a cat.
Absolutely.
easy, done.
Absolutely, freaking
And most people think that way, I think. But like, I think that WWE has to be the way it is, and they get to, everybody's trying to get with them, so it's like they say how they want you to walk, talk, and and if you can't do it, well, move over. We'll find the guy who can. So I get that too. Good for
right.
them. Huh.
It's
All
it's
good.
theirs,
Yeah.
but I like your philosophy,
Yeah.
man.
And
I like that.
I bet they would like my philosophy too. But then they would just be like, maybe you would think.
You would think.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna. Before we get to our last one, I would be remiss. And again, give me the elevator pitch. Give me the boilerplate kind of version. Like you. So we went through it. You left NXT. You left WWE. And you found your way to New Japan. For those who may not be super familiar, just talk about like those early days, early years, whatever, of just going over there for the first time. Now, remind me, did you do dojo life?
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
I was in the dojo for 8 months. I was actually just thinking about it now because lately when I've been going to Japan, I've been quarantining at the dojo. So I've been living in the, in the barracks, so to speak, in the bunk beds though. Virtually in the same, my room that I was in 5 years ago was just right down the hall, And yeah, I was just thinking about the first day I was there, like a couple months ago, and walking down and seeing like Liger's costume hanging on a hanger. It's like hanging from the the window overhang outside, air drying after he had washed it. Just being like, wow, and then just seeing this like little Japanese dude just like jacked up and like walking through with like just a giant white t-shirt and like little short, like just basically in like lounge around the house gear, just like whistling around making breakfast, and then that's Liger. Hi, I'm Liger. It was like, I don't know, just a lot of first, like wrestling at Cork in the first time. It was like how nervous I was, and now I like it's just like another day, you know what I mean? It's nothing. Don't care at all. Yeah, it's crazy. All of the arenas the first time, like Rio Goku. I remember, like, it's wild getting comfortable over there now, but it's good in a way. But when I was first there, I don't actually ever remember being like really, really, really nervous. But I was nervous the first time doing anything, I guess. But backstage, I feel like everybody was pretty cool, pretty quick. I knew it was one of those things. Once I had made the rounds and put everybody over, once I had made the rounds and made everybody like, look good, and once everybody could meet me and understand that I was like, I'm here to be a team player and I didn't have any ego issues or anything, I knew it would be okay. And it was so fairly quick.
Is there a thing over there like there? I mean, and over here it's even you were here for a lot of like. I hear stories about it 20 years ago, but kind of currently it's pretty chill here. There's still a couple of like traditions and stuff for like brand new guys, but like was there any kind of like a little bit of like when you walked in the room like for the first time like at a show like that was like a little standoffish, little bit of like who's the hell is this kid sort of thing?
I mean, they were all, they're all like that a little bit. Some of them more than others. The very old school guys. It takes a second. But, in 5 years, I don't know where, but now I have like jokes with all of them, you know what I mean? And like the only one that's truly still scary is Minoru Suzuki. No, he's cool, but like I always have my guard up, just because he's such a badass. And like he's like one of those guys who's like, ha, this is funny. And I'll just like throw you in an armbar. Then like 2 days later, you're like, shit.
So, that sounds like you though.
Yeah, well,
a little bit, but you don't do the shoot armbar.
If I was a karate master, maybe. I don't have the karate know-how, but yeah, like Nagata. Like I was just thinking, like Kojima, all these dudes, man. Now we're just in the locker room with them, and I've been in the locker room with them for years now, so it's pretty cool.
Hell yeah!
I just found. I don't know. I guess I found my spot over there. It's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just like, it's weird because wrestling, then you just start to think about what it really is. And we're all just pirates going from port to port trying to make a living. You know what I mean? Like Well, if, just like a baseball player, like, well, I can't play, center field for this team. Maybe I can play second base for this team, or maybe I
I
can.
mean, it's Carney.
You're just trying to find a place to work and, make a living. And
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. So I never thought I would live. I never thought I would be a New Japan. Did you ever hear me talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling when you met me?
Not like, no, God, no. Because, I mean, you were going to be Shawn Michaels, man. You were going to rock and roll across America and the world, and just like MSG. You were classic, like kind of like WWF kid and everything. You were going to rock and roll through wrestling in that world and everything. But no, you have really carved out.
It's weird. Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere
But that's the best shit.
That's
the best cool stuff does.
Life. That's life. Yeah.
The places you least expect it sometimes.
Yeah, and I'm better for it and happy for it. So,
damn right. Well, cheers to that. Let's go on. Yeah. Let's go on to sample 3.
Dude, I've been doing pretty good so far.
You've been doing pretty good so far. I'm very curious to get your thoughts on this one.
So how much whiskey is this in each one?
I should measure a little bit more. I just kind of eyeball it. I think those are 2-ounce bottles. So if they're about half full, it's about an ounce.
Yeah, perfect.
So yeah, an ideal shot is like 1.5 ounces. So you're doing a little less than a shot of each of these.
Oh, great.
A
nice little buzz before dinner.
Little day drinking.
This is perfect though. It's just a little amount. This is I think what I'm doing right now is what they would say would be the general or the Surgeon General's daily recommended amount of drinking. This is what normal people do. 1 to 2.
1 to 2 for men.
And I'm at 1.5, essentially, a shot and a half, right? Yeah. So that's 1.5 drinks. Yep. So I'm right there in the wheelhouse of the Surgeon General. I could do this every day.
Well, you do, and then you end up like me, where you're at about double the Surgeon General's every day.
Really? So how much whiskey do you drink a day?
I'm really embarrassed to say this actually.
No,
so I'm trying to be better about this. So, and to be fair, I will say
you never drank.
I again, once I got into this, I did. I know I never went out and I told people when we would go out in Soho in Tampa, I would go get a shot. I would just get a shot of Jameson at the bar, and what a weird combo: a shot of Jameson and a Corona.
Really?
Well, that's what I would do when I first got there. When we would go out, a shot, maybe 2, 1 shot for me, 1 with the boys for a round, and then I would just nurse a beer. So I did 2 shots and a beer in me, so I was feeling a little loose, but not crazy, and that would be all I'd ever drink.
And then
I got into whiskey.
And then move the camera to the left, and I have no rules for myself. I was like, yeah, whatever. A mess.
And no, that didn't count the nights, but we started pre-gaming with 4 Locos at somebody's apartment. I forget who it was, and would go to Soho, and it was silliness. But yeah, no. And during this last year, during quarantine and stuff, man, I've been bad about and because the other thing is my tolerance has gone up with this hobby.
Yeah,
and so
that's the thing about being an alcoholic.
Drinking
it's harder to catch a buzz.
Yeah, and neat whiskey. Yeah. So 1 turns into 3 real quick with no noticeable I feel. It's just okay. But then as the months go on, I just notice, why am I so just groggy as shit when I wake up in the mornings? And it's that, and you didn't have enough water. And your body's saying I'm never awful, but I'm always the constant state of
Yeah, that's
so. I'm limiting myself now to my 1 2 absolute max in an evening. That is, I'm doing much better with that now.
There you go.
So,
wow.
Well, give this last one a go.
All right, let's see. Ooh, this. I don't know why. Hold on. I think I might know what this one is. I might just be able to guess this one.
Wow. I'd be surprised.
No, okay, then I can't.
No, that's not necessarily true. You might. Initial dots.
Oh wait, now okay. This
What?
one, I don't know. I can't tell you anything by
Okay.
smelling it.
Give it a little
Weird
taste.
with all three that I've smelt. I feel like I wouldn't be able to tell you anything.
Sometimes it helps to have the
smells
whole
like
experience.
whiskey. It smells like whiskey. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
And it's down. You look very contemplative. You're trying to suss it out.
This one lasts long. Feels like.
It's what we call a long finish. Like it's tingling and burning,
Yeah.
or kind of like drying and all that stuff for a long time. Yep.
Really?
Yeah, they go. That's one of the
But it's
three
not,
components.
it feels like a little stronger than the first. I still like the first the best, but I like this one better than B.
Okay.
This one was longer, but not quite as harsh. This was good though.
You like
This
the
one's
flavor.
good. I do like the flavor of this one.
Okay.
This one was. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Let me home.
No, you're like again. You're not doing too bad. You're picking up on like some key things.
This one tasted like it tasted for a while. Like there was a lot going on.
Yeah,
It was strong.
which would also make sense.
It was intense though. It was like forceful, but like a very even keel kind of.
Not as harsh as maybe some other ones.
Yeah, it didn't like catch me, but it was like strong.
but still strong. Okay.
And for a long time, for a decent amount of time, maybe.
All right. So then,
Yeah, tell me what they
no.
are.
Well, how would you rank him then? Would you go A,
I like
C,
Aiden.
B?
Yeah,
Okay, A, C, B.
yeah.
All right. Which
Is that weird?
no, I mean none of it's weird. It's all opinions. It's like asking your favorite flavor cupcake. You know what? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'll just start. Your favorite, which doesn't surprise me. It is a nice one. Is this bottle? It's called Michter's Toasted Sour Mash.
Oh wow, nice. Where's that from, dude?
So this is Kentucky, and this is not.
cool.
This isn't bourbon technically. This is just sour mash whiskey. So it doesn't quite.
Wait, what's bourbon mean? Like, I
So-
mean, it's whiskey still, but does it mean it's made somewhere else?
Bourbon it's whiskey, but it follows some rules. It's got to have certain ingredients, which is it's got to be at least 51% corn. It's got to be made in the USA. It's got to be made. You can't add any like color or flavor or anything like that. It goes
But
made
like
at a certain
Scotch,
proof.
but like Scotch is like whiskey, but it has to be made in Scotland.
Again, and they have their own rules and stuff too. Yeah. So it's just different types of whiskey, which whiskey essentially is just a spirit distilled from what they call a cereal grain, which is kind of anything: corn, wheat, rye, barley, any of the stuff that grows on the ground, basically. But yeah, so the gimmick with this is though. So I was playing a game with you. My game with you today was the proof game. So these were graduating proof levels. They were stronger and stronger as you went on.
Oh, okay.
So this one is only 86 proof, which means it's 44% alcohol by volume. Which is pretty low for like most American whiskeys are over 90. But what the cool gimmick with this is they took the whiskey, it aged for however long, and then they took it and they put it in a second barrel that was quote unquote toasted.
Oh, so this is called a double barrel?
Yeah, this is like a double barrel.
So the toasted, yeah, that would be like the almondy or not like the vanilla flavor that I tasted.
It gives it when they toast the barrel as opposed to charring it, it brings
Almost
out a little
sweet.
bit more vanilla. Yeah, it brings out a sweeter, kind of like more caramels, more vanillas.
Yeah, caramel. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes,
100%.
that's what that tasted like.
So that's what I mean. You did pretty good.
That was nice. That was sweet. So they got stronger as I went. Okay.
Yes. So that was 86 proof.
So I like the strongest one though. Or maybe
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a buzz. Who knows?
Could be.
Could
But
be. Nah.
coming up with B is called Mellow Corn. So Mellow Corn is 100 proof. So it's half alcohol by volume. It's 50% alcohol. This is bottom shelf whiskey here in America. It technically is a bourbon, but like it's mostly corn. Like there's barely any rye or anything like that. You can get this pretty much on any liquor store for about $15.
And I said I hated that one the most.
And it is so. It is. I will say, it's a little harsher. It's younger. It's probably only like 4 years old.
For the record, I said I hated that one the most.
Yes.
Right? I said I liked A, C. Well, B's the worst. Wait, what's C though?
Tell
me about this. Keep telling me about this.
So
Dude,
B here
looks shitty. Hold on. Can I just say that dude, the actual label to this, the label and the title is terrible. Mellow corn. That sounds fucking terrible. That does not sound appetizing at all.
Yeah.
And the label looks so fucking terrible.
It's it's like vintage in a bad way.
Would never buy that.
Yeah, it's very much out of like the 70s. They never change, and it's because it's a big producer, Heaven Hill, who make a lot of really great whiskeys. But this is one of their kind of just standard bottom shelf things. They've had it for 50 years.
If you were gonna make like a bunch of fucking, if you were gonna make a bunch of like rum or whiskey and cokes, you know,
like just a batch cocktail, just pour it in there into a punch bowl kind of thing. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the thing with these is
Wow.
it's corn whiskey, so you don't bourbon you have to use like a brand new charred barrel, but for corn whiskey you can use any old barrel you want, and so it's like lighter. So even though it's been in there for 4 years, it doesn't absorb as much of the flavor because it's a used barrel and stuff like that. It's a little younger, it's a little harsher than the last one you had and everything like that. And 100 proof, it's a little stronger.
Wow.
So C.
Right.
You were. It's harsher and like brighter are two adjectives I would have absolutely used for that. Little bit harsher.
Brighter as in, like harsher, yeah.
Yeah,
like
and it's just it's not as like it's not as bold and rich and caramelly.
Yeah. It wasn't smooth at all.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool.
And so whiskey C is.
I feel like okay.
It's called George T. Stagg Jr. So
Stag O. What's it?
Stagg Jr. It's a little like junior in the thing.
Okay.
So George T. Stagg is like this famous old distiller. The regular, not junior, like George T. Stagg is a very, very, very fancy bottle, like very rare. It's one of the limited releases every single year from this distillery. But they put out this one, which is a younger version of the same kind of thing. So this is a barrel-proof product, which means they did not add any water. They didn't change the proof. They sucked it right out of the barrel and put it into a bottle. Uncut, unfiltered. This one is 129.5 proof. So this is 64.75% alcohol.
So that's why I got a decent buzz.
It is. So again, it is stronger. It is bold. It's uncut. There's no water in this like there was in these other two.
Oh, gosh.
And so that's why they lasted longer. There's more of a finish, as we call in whiskey and everything, because it's uncut, so it's just sitting with you longer and developing.
Basically the order I put them in is awesome because I said I like that one better than the real, like you said, bottom of the barrel rock gut. What'd you say?
I wouldn't call it rock gut, but it is a bottom shelf. It's probably a bottom shelf whiskey for sure.
Like that one is just like whiskey, but like in its most pure form, right?
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, it's a little younger, so it is hard. Like I said, the main release that they ever do every year is much nicer because it's like 10 years older than this, and it's a much more like mellowed out. 10 years older in the barrel, it's much more mellowed out. But this is pretty nice. It's 6-7 years old, something like that, and but fully cask strength, untouched, and everything like that. And even though it's super strong, it drinks pretty nice. There's a lot of flavor. I think is kind of what you were picking out.
Oh, wow. Cool. Can I show you a whiskey that I have and you can tell me about it? It's very popular, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a lot about it, and it was a gift. So
sure.
And then maybe I'll drink one for the ending.
Sure.
All right, give me 2 minutes. Let me finish this. I still got a little bit more of B. Stag.
That's C. B is the one you hated.
Yeah, which is cool. But I hated that. That means I have a
You have a pretty decent palate.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Sometimes that's what it's about.
Whiskey's nice, though. It's nice just to sit and like to have it on your breath. You don't have to drink a lot of it. That's the thing. Like to get to catch a good buzz on beer, you got to drink like 4 or 5. Then you feel like you've just drank Willy Wonka's fizzy lifting drink, and you're gonna float up to the fans. Whiskey's like you just sip on it. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's something very old school, manly, like paying respect to our forefathers and the men that came before us on this earth. It's cool.
There's something very like old school
nice.
and just raw and like
warms
natural.
you up too. It's like it's good. Makes you feel good a little bit, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you take it past, then you don't feel good the next day.
True.
But about 1 or 2 tastes good.
Hell yeah.
The problem is when you put ice in them, you start slow, and then the ice melts and it starts watering them down, and then you start to catch a buzz, and then you're like, "Oh, these taste great."
Oh yeah, you start slugging them back and everything,
sucking them back, and you're just like, "Woo, everything's awesome!" And you're not drinking water, and you're just like, the next day you wake up and you just feel like a raisin. Like there's no, you've just been dried out. Oh God, it's the worst. Like a dried out sponge.
Oh yeah. Always. That's why always sip your water in between, folks. Always sip your water.
Yeah, good one. Yeah, it is true.
Have a drink. Have a glass of water. You just shoot a quick glass of water back between each drink. I would recommend it.
You're right. You are.
Sometimes that's all it takes to stave off a bad hangover.
It does, dude. Hangovers suck.
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember when me, you, and Shaw drove from? Where did we drive from?
Chicago to Orlando.
Wait, first it was me and you, right? No, what was it?
Me and you drove from Orlando with your old shitty Cadillac.
And we stopped and picked up my little brother, right?
Yeah. And on the way, we're coming home for Christmas. Kentucky.
We left Tampa, me and you, in my 1992 Cadillac DeVille.
Yep.
It was badass, though.
It was. It was
huge. It was kept in great condition. Must have been owned by an older woman or an older man that just drove it to the fucking grocery store, right? And then I got it because I totaled my car right before I got signed, driving home from a fucking Insane Clown Posse music video thing, on I-94 from Detroit to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I got sucked off the road and rolled my Dodge Neon. And I had like no money. Then I got signed, and then I bought that 1992 Cadillac DeVille, and then I like rode that thing. I kept getting pulled over all the time, dude, with that.
Really?
Because I had the like afro. I don't know. I just think people thought it was a drug car. I have no idea.
Maybe.
Yeah. I just got rolled. I don't know. I always got like pulled over. And yeah, so we drove that. But it was like a living room. That was like the best car.
It was big. Yeah, it was big. Those seats were comfy. It was like a couch.
Yes.
They were very cushy and very nice.
And we stopped and we got my little brother in Paducah, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we drove up. I dropped you off. And then I got a new car.
Yes. You got the Focus or whatever, right?
Yes. No, Fiesta. Yeah.
Fiesta.
And then at that time, your girlfriend, right? Your girlfriend. So, wow. Yeah.
Came to visit Chicago for the first time.
From where? Texas, right?
Yeah.
Was she already without? She wasn't with WWE anymore, right?
No, she was. I think still at that time.
She was still, yeah. Okay.
So but she went home to Texas for Christmas, and then the day after Christmas, flew to Chicago, and then we all drove back down together.
And it was fun. I think it was fun.
It was a good time. It was long. It was like a 20-hour drive, and we did it straight through.
16, yeah. Did we? Did you drive a little bit?
We all switched. We all switched up. Shaw drove too.
I can't even really remember. Yeah, I know. Now I can. Yeah, that was great. That's good. Yeah. That's how wrestling should be. Just all of us up and down the highways and byways,
making towns,
logging miles, wheels to pavement, brother.
Well, actually, you know what? Before you get that bottle, while you're sitting here finishing off Sample C, I'll jump into some of these patron exclusive questions for people who wanted to ask you.
Oh, fans bring the questions?
Yeah, it's one of the patron benefits thing. They're the exclusive people who get to ask questions for all these episodes.
Oh, great.
So Eric Smith wants to know who gets the rowdiest when you go out with friends in Japan, and what if you have a go-to whiskey when you're out? What is it?
Who gets the rowdiest when we go out in Japan? Well, That would be me. I mean, I would probably be the rowdiest. I think if you, yeah, out of all the wrestlers in Japan, I get pretty crazy. I mean, I fell down and I slipped in the rain and hit my head and got stitches here. So I was like, yeah, I was pretty. I got pretty crazy for a while, but I've since been domesticated. We already covered that. But everybody else is, I think the last couple of years. Well, now especially with COVID, everybody's kind of been, tamed because we don't go out anymore. We just go straight back to the hotel, And I'm starting to drink way less, and everybody kind of like it's a lot more timid these days. A lot less drinking's going on. There's less sponsored dinners, a lot less shenanigans over in Japan. But when I go out, it's always Suntory. That's the one.
Standard. Yeah.
They also have a lot of Jim Beam.
Beam is, bourbon is big in Japan.
Yep.
It's one of the I was able to pick up. It was one of my most exciting things when I finally got to go over there. I started whiskey hunting because there's some export only American whiskeys that
they have
only get in Japan.
Yamazaki or what's
Yamazaki is incredible, and there's a lot of good stuff.
Oh, sweet, yeah. But I would say the standard Suntory. But I would say that's about as common as Jack Daniels is in America.
Yeah. No, that
but it's good.
Right.
But it's good. Have you had it? Just
yes.
the standard Suntory?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, they make very again. They're another one of those. They're like the big American whiskeys from top to bottom.
The thing about Japan, pretty much everything they do is elite level badass. They don't. The thing about Japan is they don't fuck with shit unless it comes off professional and pretty damn. If you've heard of it, it's slick.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah, nobody half-asses anything.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah. Dustin Whitaker wanted to know, what do you do to keep yourself occupied while you're on a tour in Japan? Do you read, watch movies, do you work out a ton? What's your thing?
Netflix.
Okay.
Tons of Netflix. And now a lot of FaceTiming. But before, when I was just single, I would go out and I would go out for drinks and, I would say before I would probably be more focused on the after night. I like the nightlife, the after match life more, and then pull myself up by the bootstraps to somehow chalk up, make chicken salad out of chicken shit the morning, try to get something done, try to drink coffee and get to the gym and force out a hungover workout. And I've kind of changed that over the last since going back since post COVID. I've kind of changed that. It's more so kick a bunch of ass, maybe have a little bit of fun at night, and I feel like that's better because I am getting older too. So I need to be careful and not get too
be a damn adult.
Be a damn adult. What was the question though? What
it was what do you keep yourself occupied on tour in Japan?
Oh, so a lot of working out. It's a lot of working out. And after you're done wrestling, by the time you get to the hotel and you figure out what you're going to eat, it's time to go to sleep. Whether you do or you don't is up to you, but you should be going to sleep. And then I would watch Netflix usually. And then, you wake up and you're in the city before the show. You find coffee. First thing I do is I find a Starbucks. Boom, I get there. Then I go to a gym. And then I try to eat lunch. And then I go to the show. That's my life. So if you pretty much just live the pro wrestling lifestyle,
I was gonna say
it keeps you busy 24/7. Try, and when you go to the gym, you try to tan. It's just
it's the same over here, dude. That sounds like a house. Yeah. That sounds like a house show to us over here.
Exactly. It's just I'm just doing it in fucking Hiroshima.
Yeah.
And Nagoya and Osaka instead. So it's cool. It's the same deal. And I get on a bus with all the boys instead of driving individually, which is really cool because then you can just watch Netflix.
Yeah, someone's driving your ass around.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice.
And they're dope ass buses. They're legit.
Ryan Kaminski wanted to know. Again, I know you said you've calmed down the drink a little bit, but If you do go out, like what is your what's like your starter drink, and then what are you ending with?
Yeah. Well, usually just because I'm always out with Uno with Red Shoes, he kind of like I go to all his sponsor dinners with him, and he's a beer drinker, so I usually would start with a beer. Always start with a beer. I hear Rocky say that a lot, or the boys. That's like a common saying over there. I'll start with a beer. I'll start with a beer. Then a lot of the guys that are into like eating right and minding their macros, they move on to highballs, which would tend to be the Suntory whiskey and soda water. Which then you guzzle those all night. But those are low calorie. But sometimes I do red wine, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Rarely will I drink sake. There's another alcohol over there called shochu.
Yes.
I don't really fuck with that too often. I might usually stay on beer, but usually now I've been changing to highballs.
Okay.
The last time I was there, I didn't drink at all until I got to the airport, and then it was
Really?
Bloody Marys all the way, baby. Bloody Marys for the win.
Touche.
Yeah.
And last question, Dresden Nova, kind of a two-parter. Wanted you bring up CJ Parker's No Planet B hippie gimmick, all that. He goes, did that match your shoot beliefs, or was it mostly a work because you like the look?
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing about it all. It was like, yeah, I mean, I'm sure I don't want our planet to just break apart into fucking a million pieces and us all to die. I don't want the planet to be destroyed by any means. But I'm not one of those people who's gonna oh, my car gets 30 miles a gallon. All right, that's good enough. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. I'm not. I'm not super environmental at all. So I guess but all those things I agree with. I think they're common sense, but I don't like. I'm not an activist by any means. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Could you say that's fair? Like most of the things the thing I thought about why that character was so cool is because what I was trying to do was be one of those annoying people on CNN. Now there's even more of it. To get to do that character now would even be more fun.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's so many topics right now that left-wing liberal people are just so oversensitive, right? And it's like, that's kind of what I was doing. I was just trying to be a super left-wing. I was making fun of how some people are. That's all. That's all what I was, But no,
and it's also
think that.
I thought it's one of those. It's the best. Sometimes the best heel shit is stuff like that. Well, it's like I like the thing where it's like on paper, like we agree with what you're trying to do, but you're so over the top, such an asshole about it.
Yeah,
and you're so sensitive and so this about it and so that about it that we don't like you.
Exactly. In my head, it was always somebody told me. I think Christian told me that it was like CM Punk with the Straight Edge Society, and I already thought that without even putting that thought, without connecting that in my own head. I knew that subconsciously. I knew that. That's how I was. I knew that would get the most heat. That it was true stuff. It was the truth. There was truth in what I was saying, but I was an asshole. So it was I really thought it was going to be cool.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. And then I just got, one day you wake up and you're pissed off, and one day I was pissed off and I just got the fuck out of there. And that was that. One day, sometimes there's the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Amen.
Yeah. So, yeah, but it was fun. I had fun doing that character.
Yeah.
For whatever long it was. I don't even think about it. But I would want that to be totally clear, and everybody's anybody who ever knows of me ever, please know that part of that little CJ Parker thing is just such a small part of I don't ever even think about it. I haven't thought of it about it really since the day I've left. It is absolutely nothing to me. I don't look back at it and be oh, it's whatever. It was whatever. It was a moment in time. I did it. It was cool. It was whatever. Right?
Yeah, damn right.
It was so nothing anyways, so it doesn't matter. But I'd rather be known for what I'm doing now. It's more close to what I am.
And speaking of which, their follow-up, they just wanted to know about with you and David Finlay. I've been tagging together, obviously. He wanted to know, well, why go with the name Fin Juice instead of like the hip hop song Fin and Juice?
Yeah. Well, that actually came up the other day. I was asking him why do we call ourselves Fin Juice, anyways? Because I wanted our names to be the Road Wives. I thought that was cool because I thought that sounded like a punk rock band, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, it's like the Road Wives, but like the Road Wives is also like a behind the scenes like silly
Yep.
jargon term of like the guy that you ride with, that hits all the towns with you, your tag partner or whatever, your road wife, make sure he's on the bus, make sure he gets, to sleep, whatever, you get food together, you do laundry together, your road wife. And we would say that jokingly, and I thought that was a great name, the Road Wives, But I guess somebody said it on Twitter or something. People were tweeting it at him, and then they asked us our name, and he said it, and it was just like it was so fast, but I think we should still change it. I think we should do a formal name changing, and I think we should change our names to the Road Wives.
I love the Road Wives.
Sounds so cool. The Road Wives.
It does that. Like you kind of hit the nail. It does. It sounds like a damn rock band.
It does. It does. It does. It sounds cool.
I love it. I freaking love it. All right. Hey, do you want to grab that bottle real quick?
Oh yeah, and I want to see what you.
I want to see what this is. Absolutely.
All right, show it to Monte. Play the music. What's it when you're on hold?
Yeah. And cut. I will do an actual cut here for that.
So this was a
gift,
a Valentine's Day gift, which I know which I'm all rinsed out. I think. Hold on, let me rinse out before I bring it on camera. The only guess is it has a horse on it. See how smart.
They all have horses on them.
I have no idea. Chestnut Farms.
Oh, I literally was just looking at that. So Bottled and Bonds, Chestnut Farms, Bottled and Bond. I can, like, if I had the label in front of me, I could tell you. Does it say where it's distilled on the back? Probably Kentucky. It'll just say Kentucky.
Frankfort, Kentucky. Bottled by the Clear Springs Distilling.
Yeah. So what that means, if you want to get nerdy about it, so you can figure out certain things by the label. So that means that the company that put it out did not make it.
Oh.
Because now that's not guaranteed, but 99% of the time, if you made the whiskey, it'll say distilled, aged, and bottled by same company because they did all the work. But if I'm somebody who went out and bought 10,000 barrels from a big guy, like a Jim Beam or Buffalo Trace or Wild Turkey, I just bought their shit and bottled it myself, which is legal to do. Usually it'll say distilled in, because you legally have to say it, where the actual distill. Frankfurt is Buffalo Trace, I think 1792.
It says on the bottom, distilled and aged by the Clear Spring Distilling Company.
Oh, okay. So then, never mind. Then it is.
Bardstown, Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then if it says that they did it, then they did it. Yeah. If they distilled and aged it, then it's their product. And Bottled and Bond means it's at least 4 years old. I just saw that pop up on Instagram today.
Is this good?
I have not had it.
It's 100 proof.
Yeah. It's Bottled and Bond. It legally has to be 100 proof.
Really? Okay, hold on. What?
This is Bottled and Bond too.
What does that mean? Bottled in bond.
Bottled and Bond is an old thing. It's an act that passed in 1897.
Oh, this is awesome. You're hitting me with some knowledge with dates.
Kind of forefronted by Colonel Edmund Taylor, who
is this a lot?
Jesus Christ. Oh, shit. That's about a triple. That's probably 3-4 ounces of whiskey.
This will be for podcast sakes.
Damn right. But Bottled and Bond, 1897. Because back in that time, the late 1800s, people who were making whiskey and everything, there were no rules. It was the Wild West, literally. So there were guys who would buy whiskey from
pouring wine.
Yeah, they'd buy whiskey. These guys would buy barrels of whiskey from a distiller and be they'd add water and spit and turpentine and all this stuff and tobacco juice. to make it look darker and like just put it in a bottle and be like, ooh, good old fashioned whiskey. And so people like Colonel Taylor, who made whiskey and was very proud of the whiskey he made, which was unadulterated, he was basically like, screw this. We need a label on bottles to prove like, hey, this isn't that other shit. This is like good, untapped, unmessed with stuff. So he lobbied Congress. They passed the Bottled and Bond Act, which basically said if there's a whiskey with this label, it means it's met a couple of rules. One, it's made by one distiller in one distilling season, so you know exactly where it comes from. Two, it's aged for at least 4 years, so you know it has some aging under it. Three, it is 100 proof exactly, no more, no less. Just I don't know why they put that in; they just put it in. And yeah, I think those are the primary things. So it's made by one person in one season, 100 proof, and at least 4 years old. And so that started appearing, and it was aged in a government bonded warehouse, which means they had a little man who worked for the government in a shack on site at the distillery, who would check the barrels every so often, like an IRS check, come in and make sure everything was up and up. And so, yeah, that passed in 1897, and so that started going on certain whiskeys. So it was like a sign of purity, and it was. We didn't pass the Pure Food and Drug Act until I think 1905 or something. So 8 years before we cleaned up our food, we cleaned up our whiskey. So
mellow corn, baby.
Yeah, mellow corn,
That's
Chestnut
cool.
Farms, whatever it is. If it says bottled and bond, nowadays where there's so much regulation on everything anyway, like you don't. It's one of those things. It's like. You don't really need a bottled and bond to know if you have decent.
But now
whiskey.
it's like a fashion statement.
Kind of. It's like a cool vintage thing. Some people
Yes.
still do bonded whiskeys just because it's a nice thing to put on the label. It's a fun attribute to add to it. Plus, it just gives you a little extra information about what's in the bottle.
Very cool.
So a little history lesson for you.
So this is a good one then.
It could be. I don't know. At the end of the day, I mean, you could have bottled and bond labels or bottled and bond whiskeys that suck.
Yeah.
If it's good, it's good.
But that didn't suck, I'm sure it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's just like you said, it's very infant.
Yes.
It's like very in the process.
Kind of. And it's corn. Like I said, it's corn whiskey. It's not bourbon. So like
it's the cheapest, most efficient, effective whiskey, right?
There's probably even cheaper ones, to be fair, but it's one of those for sure.
That was cool. That was very cool.
I'm glad.
I was wondering if you're going to pick like a common, like a chain.
I'm trying to. I know I'm going to run out eventually. Like I'm just running out of things.
I was wondering if you're going to have like a Jack or a Jim Beam or that one that I was going to guess was going to be Maker's Mark. What one was that? The second one? Or the
third one. Third one is the one you thought you could guess.
And I thought it was Maker's Mark. That's what in my head was Maker's Mark.
Which is funny because no, this one is 40 proof points higher in strength almost, and a totally different ingredient list.
Wow, dude. See, so my tongue is not as good as we said it.
It's all right, but you picked out a lot of good things.
Very fun though.
Hell yeah! No, it's like I said, it's a fun thing to kind of nerd out on and everything like that.
Yeah, it was a good way. It was a good way to. So it's a good afternoon thing for me to do.
I'm glad.
Sit here and bullshit on Zoom and drink a couple of whiskeys with my friend.
We talked about it earlier. You don't have any social or things to shout out. So I mean, is there anybody or anything you'd want us to look up or watch or follow or whatever?
If you want to find out what I'm doing, just go to the New Japan website.
New Japan World too, right?
Yeah. If not, I'm sure you'll, if you want to know about the things I'm doing, if you don't have to look that hard. It's not that. I'm doing wrestling for New Japan. Done. It's up to them to promote me. I'm just a wrestler, man. They're the promoter. So they should promote me. You can see me here, NJPW 1972.com.
And that, you know what? And ladies and gentlemen,
just hang. I got nothing to say. Nobody needs to know what I'm doing. Everybody's like, oh, look at I went to the gym today. I ate a ham salad sandwich. No. Here's my tweet right now. I'm chilling in Florida. Done.
And that's
That's
Joe. That's Juice in a nutshell. Since
I'm-
day one has always just been,
I'm chilling in Florida waiting to wrestle again. That's
I'm
my
just a
life.
wrestler, brother. That's always been your mantra.
Exactly.
Amen.
No different than any other man. And the next apartment over, no different than that person. So
I love it.
that's
Well,
how
thank
I-
you very much for being here, dude. Thanks for coming on and doing this.
Dude, it was great.
No, and everybody always be trying new things. Always try different proof points. I don't know. Try something outside your comfort zone. Move out of the country if you have to, and explore life on an entirely different continent. And always be wrestling with whiskey. We will see you on the next one. Peace.